Hey Linda, this is Dustin, and I'm going to show you how to make this object here look like that 3D object there. I'm going to show you how to do shadowing, and I'm going to show you how to make the object look 3D. I just made a simple circle, and I made a simple circle here as well, or an oval. Alright, so here's where my lighting's coming in. It's going to come from that direction, and we're going to get started real quick here. Hang on for a sec. Sorry about all that. Alright, here we go. I'm going to make this real quick. Boom, here's what I'm using. Alright, these are Copic markers, and they're gradient. Alright, so here's C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, and on and on and on. This goes over here. There's C6, and then this is complete black. I'm gonna make gradient grays. I'm gonna use gradient grays. So I'm gonna put them all over here. I'm gonna start with C1. This is Copic again. This is Copic. Let me see that. C1. Right, and this little guy right here, he tells me that that's where the brush is, and then over here is a chisel nib. Here's a brush nib, chisel nib. Okay, I like the brush nib. I'm gonna start with that. I'm gonna make a now you see over here how I made that circle. Same thing. Maybe I'll do it like that. All right, just freehanding this stuff. Alright, and I'm going to fill it all in. Just like that. Something tells me I made this circle too big, but anyways. That's how it goes. Very simple. And then at the bottom here, I'm going to do the same thing. Same thing. Alright, looks all messy right now because I'm going really fast. Alright, and this is alcohol-based markers, so they're going to dry. They go on dark, they dry light. Okay, something like that. Now it doesn't have to be perfect. You see it's all splotchy and stuff like that. It doesn't really need to be perfect. Now I'm going to go for my C2. I'm going to make this a little bit further out. I'm going to put that on there. And of course it goes on the shadow as well. Here's a C3. I'm going to do that too. And you see, Linda, that every time I start a new gradient of gray, I give myself a little bit of space. And you gotta forgive me, my markers are running out as well. Hopefully this is a C. What is this? Yep, it's a C3. There we go. A bit more juice in this marker. C4. Look at that. Started even further back. You know, it's not perfect, and I'll show you why in a minute here. Just trying to get this down really fast. I'm down to C5. Okay, this is C5. I don't know if you can see that, but there you go. C5. Starting with C5 right here. Now I'm going to go all the way up to C6. But I've got to do the shadow here. For C5. I know it looks really sloppy, doesn't it? But it's all going to come together. You got to have faith in yourself. Here's C6. Okay. Alright, so now we're starting to begin to look pretty good. Alright, so the last one is black, or C100, for Copic 100. And I'm going to put it right at the edge here. Okay. Now I'm going to take, this is called a blender or a neutral or C0. You can see it says C0 right there. And it also says colorless blender. Alright, and this is what this is going to do. Is it goes on wet, and it spreads the alcohol out so that it's not very distinctive, and it dries like completely colorless. And look at those, the borders are starting to smear. You see that? Same thing here. The borders are going to start to smear, and it's going to look not as like distinct. So you're going to lose those lines of gradients, and it's going to look very, very smooth. And that's what I was telling you about. It's like, oh, I'm not worried that these lines are very distinct. Alright, so you can see right there that it's going on wet, but it'll dry out. And I'm doing this very fast, but there you go. Alright, so now you can see at the end of this colorless blender that that's the grays, that it's blending together. Alright, so now what I want to do is I want to put on some white right at the very bottom here, just like I did here. Okay, here we go. Just wet. What am I using? Oh, wrong marker. Sorry. Here it is, and if you want to know what this white is, it's a jelly roll. Jelly roll pin. I don't know if the camera will pick it up or not. Jelly roll, and it's a 1 or 10. I've got other ones. This one is a 0.5. I've got a 0.8 somewhere as well, but the 1 is the best. Now what this does right here is it helps define that border. Also, objects will gather their light at the bottom if you look. Alright, so there you go. Now you've got a 3D object, and it's starting to, you can see that it's starting to dry out. And you've got this 3D object, just like the one up on top. Hope this helps. Thanks, bye.